Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So I decided to film this video today on how to style short/medium length hair. For a really long time, I had really long hair, and up until May of this year, I decided to cut it. It was a little shorter. I kind of did like the blob bob type of thing, but it's kind of been growing out a little bit. And I just wanted a video to show you how to curl it. Especially for me, I don't really have any layers in my hair, and so sometimes it's harder to get volume, it's harder to make it look nice and voluminous because layers just naturally, the way that they're intended is to make your hair fall and kind of fall in a manner where they don't look like they're weighing down your hair. And so I just decided to do this video on how I like to curl my hair for this particular hairstyle, hair length, and hopefully you find it helpful as well. So you're only gonna need a few things. I use a scrunchie, I use a brush that I have from Forever 21. It's so old, but it gets the job done. I use a Bumble and Bumble heat protectant, which is already in my hair. The hairspray I use is L'Oreal Paris Lock-It. I also use a Revlon wand. My favorite is not the Conair, believe it or not. I think it's a little bit too thin. But Remington also has one. I just haven't been able to purchase it yet. But this one, the Revlon one, works really, really well. And just anything that you have to part your hair. So we're gonna get started. I use this just to section off my hair. If you have clips, that would make your life so much easier. But you know, work with what you have. I hate watching videos on YouTube, and it always makes it seem like you need like these crazy gadgets, these like new and improved things to do your hair, and it's like, actually, it's okay. Like what you have in your house is probably more than enough. And so what I did, I'm gonna just section my hair into 3 parts. For each part, you're gonna curl it differently. Usually we see people do the alternating curl out, curl in. For me, I don't like that because sometimes the curls get a little funky, and if you don't like grab the hair in the right section, then the one that curls in is like flipping over the one that's out. I'm not a fan of that. So what I do is for every section, it gets curled a different way. So the inner part, the inner section, that's all gonna be curled outward. The middle section is gonna be curled in, and then the top part, which is our crown, is also gonna be curled out again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab random sections, thin, thick, however you like to do it, but I just grab random pieces and always keep the end out. That's kind of like the new thing, the new trend, but I think it really does help to make your hair look a lot more effortless as opposed to super like put together. And you know, you want to make this seem like a nice everyday hairstyle that you put together and it didn't really take you much time at all, but it still looks extremely cute. And so if you also notice, I don't really keep my hair on the curler for a really long time. I'm someone that likes for my curls to fall. Again, I just think it winds up looking a lot more natural after they've fallen. But if you're someone that, you know, wants the curl to be held for a really long time, just try to keep the curling iron on it for a little bit longer. And then you might want to spray your hair before and after you curl it. For me, I just like to do it after, again, because I like the texture that it creates with just 1 spritz of hairspray as opposed to having to do 2. And so I'm assuming that you all have seen curling wands before. They're not new at all, and so kind of don't feel like I need to really explain how to use a curling wand. Just make sure that you be careful if you're not using a glove. I lost mine a really long time ago. Also, you want to make sure that your hair is laying completely flat on the barrel when you curl it. You don't want it to really be twisted. It's completely flat on the barrel. And that makes sure that you're getting a nice curl as opposed to like these really like rinky-dinky waves. So your hair should always be flat on the barrel. And I feel like usually I count maybe like 8 to 10 seconds, even though since I'm talking, it's a lot harder to determine how long I'm really holding it in for. And one loose hair. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next section. So I don't really like to spray anything until after I'm done. So now we're going to part it again. Kind of show you guys where it's at. Parted it again. It's not really a lot of hair in this section, but it's enough to kind of give us the volume that we want. Cute. So again, just gonna grab your hair. I usually start from the front, work my way to the back. It doesn't matter. What's important is that now you're curling forward. So you're gonna put the hair over the barrel this time. And every single curl you do is gonna have the hair coming in instead of going outward. And I kind of grab pieces that are not really that thick. I prefer to do a lot of little pieces as opposed to big chunky pieces. I know everyone kind of has their preference, and my hair is really thin. I could do thick pieces, but I also feel like because it's so thin, I kind of need the individual pieces to make it look a lot thicker. So that's kind of why I like to do that. Let's get this last piece here. So I'm trying to move a little fast just for the sake of time, so you guys don't have to watch like me literally curl for 15 minutes of my life. But this is also real time, so the amount of time that it takes me to curl it is, I think, a pretty good estimate for how long it would take you to curl it. So you'll be able to see that it doesn't really take that much time from start to finish of the video. And again, I'll zoom in one more time. Make sure that it is completely flat. Release. I just like to let it slide off. Sometimes I'll grab it, but no big deal. And this is going to be my last section. And just want to make sure everything's curled on that side. Perfect. And so I'm going to just put everything back, and we will move on to the last section. So everyone always says this section is the most important, and they're absolutely right, just because you want to make sure that everything falls correctly. So I'm just using a tweezer, nothing special, and I am just going to create a straight line all the way back. You don't have to use a tweezer, you can just use your fingers if you want it to look a little bit more natural, effortless. But I definitely like my line to be completely straight, and so that's why I do that. And then we'll just start with the last section. This time I'm going to start from the back, because I feel like it's going to be really difficult if I don't to see which pieces I'm leaving out. And for this last section, you do the original way where everything goes back. Everything goes back over the hair. Again, you're just leaving some out, nothing crazy. And then release. Grab another piece. I'll do this one a little closer. Behind, and then you just wrap around. And then again, leave a section out. Okay, and then you just move from section to section. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes so easy. And you can just grab your pieces, count your 8 to 10 seconds, and move it right along. Hopefully this isn't boring you guys too much. But I think so many times when I watch these videos, I always want to see the whole process. I want to see, well, how many sections did they grab? And what did they do? And how did they do that? And sometimes I think that we can see videos that are fast forwarded too much. And then it's kind of like we miss out a lot on the step-by-step process. For me, I'm someone that I feel like I need to see everything happen in order for me to recreate it. I'm not really good with just being given instructions and then saying, okay, now, you do it. I feel like I really need to see what people do in order for me to do the same thing. So if you're anything like me, then you'll find this helpful. And so this is the last section. And this one, just like that. So this entire side is done. Now we're going to move over to this side. And again, we're going to start from the back just to make sure that it's less likely that we miss pieces. And if your hair is thicker than mine, it will take more time, but really, again, once you get the hang of it, once you know the direction that you're curling your hair, easy peasy. Okay, almost done, making progress. Sometimes if it gets stuck, just wiggle your iron. Things happen, especially if you have built up hairspray on your curling iron. You want to make sure that you actually clean your curling iron before you use it. It's happened to me before where I'm like, why isn't this smooth? Like, why aren't my curls just falling really nicely? And it's because the backed up hairspray, once it gets hot again from the iron, it gets sticky. And so sometimes it's hard for you to get like a nice smooth curl when you release it from the barrel. So almost done. And I like when I curl my hair because for some reason the blonde always looks lighter. I don't know. I'll take it. And then last piece. Okay, so while the curls are setting, they still feel a little warm, but you can already see that because we have the curls from the inside going the opposite direction, our hair is already kind of a little bit more than it normally would be. But believe it or not, I do like to run my fingers through. Makes it look a lot more effortless, and I do everything, and then I will hold it with some hairspray. If you're a teaser, definitely tease your hair. But for me, I don't really like to tease my hair. I feel like it's harder to kind of curl my hair or restyle it the next day when I tease. So I just like to loosen them up, take my hairspray, and then from there, kind of like scrunch the hair again. Get the back, make sure you get the inside, and then just scrunch. And so for this hairspray, I feel like in the beginning, it kind of does make your hair feel a little crunchy. I'm not gonna lie, where it's kind of like the, oh, it's soft and it makes your hair, you know, feel like there's nothing in it. No, you can definitely feel like there's hairspray. But I feel like as the day goes on, then it winds up feeling like there's nothing in your hair and it holds it so well. So look at the difference. And this is without a tease. This is just, you know, shaking it up. And this curling wand doesn't even have like that much of a hold, but this will last me for a few hours. Let's do the last one. Literally just run my fingers through. And then again, take your hairspray. Get the inside and scrunch up. And already I feel like I can feel this side kind of getting a little soft. Just make sure I get my bangs. I feel like those are usually like the first things to fall. And there you go. How to like curl or style curly hair. Again, I'm not really a fan of teasing. I feel like it kind of just takes the beauty out of the curl and it just makes you look like, you know, sometimes you have like really large hair, but if you like to tease, girl, tease away. But for me, I kind of just like it to leave it just like this and I am good to go. And this was under 15 minutes, so definitely time friendly. Hope you guys have a great day and I hope to see you in the next video.